Hi, Gemini. It's Lynn from Tinker Tarot and Cartomancy. How do you do today? I'm here to do your July 2025 reading. I have most of it laid out. I'm using the Transparent Tarot and I'm also using the Morgan Greer Tarot. They look like this on the back. I love those cards. And I also have the Cartomancy, which is the regular playing cards. I have them all shuffled and ready to go, but not dealt out yet because my elbow keeps sticking to them when I'm reading these ones. So it's a pain in the Badinsky. So, Gemini. So, like, just an overview here. It looks like you're having some sort of difficulty in a relationship, okay? Possibly with the communication, possibly with romantic communication. It kind of feels to me like someone's got one foot in, one foot out, is what it feels like, okay? And we can see this with the Two of Swords and the King of Cups. This could be with a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or just someone you're attracted to. This could also be you, Gemini, your energy right now. You're very romantic. You're wanting to move things forward. The King of Cups, I got to tell you, is known to have one foot in, one foot out. They're kind of protecting themselves from, past hurts, perhaps, or something that is not exactly um, smooth in the relationship right now. Okay. So, not sure how much of themselves they're going to give at this point. Then you have the Five of Pentacles and the Hierophant. The Five of Pentacles is kind of feeling left out in the situation, uh, handling something alone. This sometimes it's not seeing your worth, your value, and because you have a lot of value here, but you can't see it. It's all behind you. You're not looking at your value. You're looking at, what you're lacking, perhaps. Okay. This could be at work in an organization with a coworker because the Hierophant often to deal with institutions of some sort, like the church, the hospital, the college, something like that. But it also says that we're being brought to a higher level at this point, a higher level of awareness, okay, in ourselves, in our lives. And this is a good thing for you, Gemini, okay? And then you have the Three of Cups and the Page of Wands. The Three of Cups is a celebration card, usually. It could be among friends, among family, but it's because you've decided to take a new direction. You're very excited, motivated to take action on something, and this is something to celebrate for you. And this something is the situation, taking action on it, okay? Because I think you've done some thinking, some maturing, and reach um, a higher level of what you think about it and what you feel about yourself too in the situation. Just quickly, I want to show you how it kind of changes for you so you feel like you're not sure which way to go in this situation, not feeling like someone's not really putting in, someone's not feeling their value in a relationship. There could be words that you're like, I don't like how you're talking to me, sort of thing. But something turns around in this situation, either for yourself or for the relationship itself. And you gain a lot of support in your um, celebrating who you are really at this point, this change in you. Okay. Then in the present, which is mid July, you have the Eight of Swords and the Three of Swords. So it feels like there's some sort of deception going on, lies, cheating. Something is not right. I feel like your feelings are hurt in the situation. You might be thinking about walking away, although in some ways you feel stuck, like there's nothing you can do. You kind of are in limbo, feeling like you can't act. There isn't a way out of this. However, there is. You are not stuck there. This is not a cage. You can leave this immediately, but the way you have to do it is, takes courage. You have to face something, which isn't always easy. Then you have the Ace of Wands and the Knight of Cups. And the Ace of Wands is new growth, a new beginning, taking action in what you're doing, maybe doing it differently in a different place, how you're doing it, how you're approaching something, but you're feeling some sort of passion, and you might be thinking about reconciliation, perhaps starting again, starting fresh from a different perspective. The Knight of Cups needs to speak their feelings. They need to talk about their feelings. They need to talk about that to that one that they're feeling this about. Because I think ultimately you want to repair the relationship. There's a possibility there could be someone new on the horizon right away after this stuff happens in this other situation. Could be the same situation, could be a different situation, because it's looking to me like there could be, because sometimes when we close a door on something, another door opens immediately, and it looks like this is a situation for you, because here we have the Two of Cups, and the Two of Cups is seeing eye to eye, being attractive, coupling up, a date perhaps, definitely good union here, okay? And this is with the Emperor. And the Emperor likes to be in control of things. This could be you or the other person. You're wanting stability. You're wanting to see the long-term picture. You're wanting, sometimes the Emperor can be controlling and manipulating and bossy, but also sometimes the Emperor is trying to think of everybody, trying to be fair and doing what's right for all. This sometimes is the father figure. This could be a relationship with your father, or you're the father. It's relationship with your kid. And of course we're wanting it to work out. We're wanting it to go better. But I feel like could have been some deception in the past or something. And when it's our family, it's hard to act, because it's like, oh, this is going to start a big deal. I don't want to get into a big deal, and you avoid it at all costs. But I think eventually you're going to take charge or control of the situation. You're going to try and do your best to bring it to a positive result. Again, I'll take those transparent tarot and show you how this evolves. Okay, so there you are feeling stuck in something, not able to act, and suddenly you get an epiphany and realize you're holding there's an opportunity here for something new, for growth. You may have to travel, change, adjust something to, and also believe in your spirit, your ability, right? And this is regarding this relationship, whether it's with a family member, a love, a coworker, and this is, bonding. This is bonding here with someone, okay? Because I think you take a different approach, a new approach, and take the bull by the horns, as they say, okay? Near the end of July, you have the Page of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. Now, this is new communication. It's again different. It's friendly, compassion, and it's hopeful. There's a lot of hope, maybe a little naivety there. And this is with the Queen of Pentacles. Now, this could be you or the other person. She is also the mother figure, so to speak, but she's also a very independent woman, okay? And able to handle the kids and the job and the home and run it all efficiently, successfully, okay? She's also very proud of her abilities and what she's able to accomplish. And so it looks like there's some sort of loving communication to or from this person, but it's like a new beginning kind of thing, right? And then you have the Tower and the Seven of Swords. The Tower means that there's something sudden that happens in the situation that, brings the truth out, so to speak, okay? And you're learning that someone has been sneaky. Someone has been omitting something. They're telling you about this, but totally keeping you in the dark about this. So there's either they're lying, they're omitting something, they're stealing information. It's tricky um, business, is what I'm going to say. Okay. And it could be with this Queen of Pentacles. And then you have that is the Eight of Cups. And so you're realizing there's something missing in this situation. It's not what you were thinking it was going to be. It's not what you've been working it toward. And so you may leave this situation. You may decide, what, this, I'm not going to be treated like this, or there's no love here. There's no, that's not being reciprocated, whatever the situation is for you, and you are deciding to move on. Okay. And then you have the Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands means feeling defensive, feeling like you have to stand up for yourself. You have to draw a line and say, no, you can't go any further past this line. I've drawn my line. That's it. That's enough. And that's why you're thinking, no, I'm going to move on. I'm going to look for that beautiful cup up there, that thing that's missing in the situation. So it starts with the Page of Cups. This is wanting to communicate. This could be with one of your kids, someone younger in the situation. And it's a bit naive, right? It's a bit naive because we're thinking, oh, they said they were going to be there. They said they were going to help me. And I'm not sure that that works out, because then we have the Tower, the lightning bolt comes down and kind of goes and, reveals something that I think everyone knew was there, was cracking to begin with. But in some ways, we choose to ignore it for a while, or we try and fix it, mend it. But the crack is still there all the same. And then the Eight of Cups. And so this is a change in the trajectory of this. It changes the trajectory, okay? And where you decide, like I said, you draw your line. You said, no, it's just not adding up to what I thought it was going to be, or what I want relationships to be. And this is what I'm only willing to do. This is what I'm going to do now, So changing, and I think you're changing your power in the situation, like with that Emperor back here. You're changing your power in the situation. Okay. As usual, I forgot to talk about the cards that jumped out. So again, this is the Seven of Swords. So that is someone is doing something deceiving. They're leaving a trail, that's for sure. They're leaving a trail, maybe text messages or emails or something, evidence that, and you find out, you know about it, and this causes some sort of conflict. Okay. And you're trying to decide whether you want to fight for this and figure it out and fight the resistance, or it's like, no, this is not too much. I think they're both sevens. They're both sevens. So this is an emotional charged situation. All right. And so the other thing is the flight. Do we fight or do we flight? And based on this Eight of Cups down here, I think you decide it's just not worth your energy. It's just not worth it to you. I don't think it's fair in some way. Like, someone's not acting the way they shake hands and say they're going to act. They don't act like that. So there's something that you're walking away from. I really truly think. In the Morgan Greer Tarot, you have the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups is when we treat ourselves with love and respect. And then we attract that from others, you know. You also could meet someone new, start a new relationship, start a new way of loving yourself, and then requiring that from others, you know. Your cup is overflowing with love. And then look at that in the cartomancy, you have the Ace of Hearts. And the Ace of Hearts is again possibly new relationship, possibly new member of the family being born, but it also represents the home. This is something around the home. I'm feeling family in some way, okay? And so this is positive communication. Like that's all you can do, right? Is, and again, self-love, right? So let's see what these cartomancy have to say. They're all ready to deal out here. Push everything back a little bit so we have space. I go around 3 times, so there's 3 cards on every pile, and there are 7 piles, okay? There we go. Okay, so where you are now in the present moment, you have the Queen of Clubs, the Queen of Spades, and the Ten of Hearts. So look at that. This could be 2 sisters, mother, daughter, could be 2 brothers, father, son. Doesn't have to be females here, although it's indicated as females. The Queen of Clubs is usually someone that's a friend, that's friendly. They're creative, dynamic, good at problem solving. Do try and problem solve usually. And then we have the Queen of Spades. This person is single, not by choice, separated, widowed, or divorced. They're usually a little bit cold, a little bit tough, hard, because they've been hurt in the past or feel like they were gypped in life or some sort of thing like that. And then we have the Ten of Hearts. This could very well be a relationship. I'm feeling family, like I said, in some way. And the Ten of Hearts is a happy ending, usually. You know, you're thinking, okay, well, this is fine. We've decided to end things or move on to something new. And it's usually not the end of things, it's just trying to tie this up in a nice bow and then move on, right? In the situation. Then coming in the first couple of weeks of July, you have the Four of Diamonds, the Six of Clubs, and the Three of Spades. So the Four of Diamonds is when we take a little bit of time to think about something, what we want to invest, which way we want to go, how we want to go about it. This could be with your energy, it could be with your finances, but this is taking some time to think about your next steps, what you want to invest. This has a lot to do with your physical self, your resources, but this is investing for something to grow. However, there is an obstacle here. There is an obstacle. And it somehow can't seem to get off the ground in some way. You take 2 steps forward, 1 step back in kind of a way here, right? There's an obstacle to growth in this situation. Above you, you have the Five of Hearts, the Nine of Diamonds, and the Jack of Spades or Hearts. Okay. So it looks like there's a gift or a fondness or attention being paid to you, or you're paying it to someone else. I think this person could have ambitious means, the reason why they're pouring this on. And think they could be playing Cupid. They could be showing you attention. They could be planning with you to invest or what you're going to do with what your resources are, you know. And because it looks very positive, it looks very happy, it looks like there's definitely a good feeling here. But it's based on, there's ambitiousness around this situation. Now, this is your work pile. You have the Three of Diamonds, the Eight of Clubs, and the Four of Clubs. So I see business talk here about something that they're about the doubt. Like you're talking about why you're doubtful, or they are, and so they're talking about it to try and work it out, to try and encourage it to move on. Okay, and this could be something new or on the brink of something new, because we have the beginning wish card. I like to call this. This card is the beginning of the wish coming through. True. We can kind of see things coming together and forming, and it looks really good. It looks really good for the future. And so there's a lot of negotiating talks to work things out, but it's regarding the doubt. You still may have doubt. It looks really good on paper, but so I think that you have doubt for a reason. I think it's your instinct in some way, protecting yourself. How others are seeing you, you have the five of clubs, the five of diamonds, lots of fives. So that indicates change, a lot of change going on. And then the 10 of diamonds. And this is your second 10 in this. And we have the two aces back here. So we can see the beginning, the new beginning. And this is the 10. So it looks like okay, there could be something on your physical self that has improved, that has healed. You're back in action. You could have been delayed, slowed down, uh, because of something physical or because of your health in some way. But I feel like you're back in action. You've healed yourself. You're able to contribute now. You're also able to contribute financially. You may have gotten some money for that healing you needed to do. And also the 10 of diamonds is success. There's success in a situation that you've been changing, that you put an effort in. You may have been investing financially too, and I think it's coming back double. What you put in, you're getting back. It's interesting, you have two fives that you're investing and you get a 10 back, so you're getting back everything you've invested in this, your blood, sweat, and tears, let's say. Okay, so this is, but it also brings completion, that 10. In the foundation, another 10. Okay, so this is already happened, the foundation. This is why everything else has happened. So we have the Queen of Diamonds, the 10 of Spades, and the 9 of Clubs. Queen of Diamonds, I sometimes see her as the mother figure or the grandmother. She's an older, mature woman. She's smart. She's got a lot of experience and maybe some good guidance as well. But there is a barrier here. She has a barrier, or you have a barrier. Somebody has a barrier here with this person or about the situation. Okay, this looks like it's at work to me. Okay, this person could have retired. This person could have had limitations, some sort of barrier to at the work site. All right. And so this is kind of why everything is going on, probably why the change is happening. So when someone can't be there like they normally are to run the show or to contribute their part, then there needs to be an adjustment, a change made, right? This could turn out positively in the long run. And then your surprise is the 5 of spades, the 2 of hearts, and the king of diamonds. So the 5 of spades is a loss in some way, okay? Something has been lost here, and it's in relationship, okay? I feel like there is a new relationship replacing this, whether it's at work, at home, or in love, all right? Something that was lost, and then there's something new replacing it. This is a bond, after a loss with the King of Diamonds. The King of Diamonds could be the father figure. He's an older, mature man. This could be a banker, a legal advisor in some way. This person is very smart. They have a lot of experience to impart, to share. And I feel like this person wants to help you, I think, is what I think. And I think you might be a little surprised. You're not expecting help from this person, but help is on the way. All right. And this is going to work out for you. All these situations, this ending that is happening is for the best. It's for your betterment. I think you're going to get something better out of this because I don't think you were happy with exactly the way it was working. Even though you were trying, something just wasn't right here. So, um, the way, because it's ending, it's changing, and this is working out better to make you and others happy in the situation. So, very interesting, Gemini. I'd be interested to know how this is affecting your life. It's easy, it's interesting. You have these tens and two tens, and you have these two aces, door closing, door opening. And this is what, when we finally able to close the door, when we're finally able to say no, when we're finally able to draw a line, that's when we change the dynamics and we close that door. It's not going to happen like that. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not working there. I'm leaving, whatever. And these other doors open, opportunities that weren't there before that you couldn't see because you were too embroiled in that situation. Okay. So this is really good, really positive. And the fact that you have Ace of Hearts, Ace of Cups, this is nice. The beginning and doorway to happiness. Love it. All right. Take care, Gemini. I will talk to you soon. Have a good month. Bye now.